Hi, today we're talking about the September 17th Olympia City Council meeting, and it was a long one, but a little emotional too. There was some feels going on as well. So this is Council in 10. For the record, I'm Kellie Purse-Brossett. Susan is on vacation, well-deserved, but I'm here with mini Susan, who doesn't seem to be as responsive as my regular Susan. Even though we have mini Susan, we really did have a MAXI meeting. It was a long one, so there's a lot to get to. So let's get right into it, and I guess you're not going to hit the button, so I guess I will. All right, so first up, we had announcements. Dominic Jones, our Building Decarbonization Program Manager, came to council and announced the launch and opportunities around the Energize Olympia program, which is going on right now. This program helps low and moderate income households in Olympia get heat pumps installed for free or reduced cost. All of that helps us meet our climate goals. They're also working with Habitat for Humanity. There's going to be a free workshop at the downtown Timberline Library on September 30th. So you can check that out, learn more about it on our website. Just go there, look up Energize Olympia, all the information's there. So after that, we moved into, well, there was the approval of agendas, and all of that rolled as it should be. By the way, we happen to have our city manager and the mayor remoting in because they're both in Washington, D.C. now trying to get us some federal help for the Deschutes Estuary project. So by this time, we're on to special recognitions. We had a bunch of special recognitions. We had about 4 of them. First up was the council recognized September 17th as National Voter Registration Day. And Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall was here in person to talk about it with a reminder that voting is the cornerstone of our democracy, but you can't vote if you're not registered. So if you're not registered or you're not sure about your registration, check out votewad.gov. It's easy peasy. Get it done. Democracy is important. Okay. Next recognition was Hispanic and Latinx Heritage Month. And there's a proclamation that was received by Miguel Pineda and his entire family, as well as, I believe, his family member, possibly brother, Jose Luis. They were all in-house. It was great. This is a celebration. Hispanic Latinx Heritage Month is a celebration of the contributions and the lifting up of the Hispanic and Latinx communities across the country and in Olympia. Miguel gave some really wonderful remarks about the importance of belonging in this community. And also reminded everybody that Lula Fest is happening 2nd year in a row on September 28th. That's next Saturday. So the next special recognition was for Arbor Day. And we had on tap to accept the proclamation Jason Johns, the city's own urban forestry program manager, and Kim Foley, an associate planner. They told the council all about the plans for Arbor Day this year. It's going to happen October 5th. That's a Saturday down by a Heritage Fountain. There will be a booth where you can ask an arborist, and also there'll be free shrubs and trees available. So get down there, get a tree, get it planted, get some arbor out in the world, okay? And then finally, the last special recognition was for the 50th anniversary of Interfaith Works. We've had a long, serious partnership with this organization. Meg Martin, the Director of Integrated Services, was here to accept the proclamation, and council reminded us all that interfaith work for the last 50 years has been a pillar of compassion in our community. This organization has provided critical services to those in our community who are the most vulnerable. Meg said this line that I thought that I took to heart, that their work is about, and what's important to people is that they need to belong, to be seen, and to be loved, and that's what they provide. We then went into public comment. There was no in-person public comment and only one remote public comment, and that had to do with the Workers' Bill of Rights that the Finance Committee is considering. So after that, they went right into the consent calendar, approved that, but they had a deep conversation, and this 4F, which is an amendment to city code to include prohibiting camping within city right-of-ways, specifically thinking about the strips of grass between sidewalks and streets. And they want to prohibited camping and the building of camping camps on those facilities. There was a deep conversation around the city's journey around homeless response over the last 6 years, and the difficult work of balancing accountability and compassion. Council struggled with this vote, trying to balance accountability and compassion, and it passed 5-2. So from there, we moved into other business, and City Manager Jay Burney, while remote, gave the council an update on the preliminary operating budget. This was a reminder that we're on the struggle bus around budget. Revenues are down from our 2024 projections, while expenses are higher with inflation costs and goods and services and salaries and other costs that show up because of changes in law and such. So as a result, we've got a gap of about $6.7 million we're trying to close. And there was a really thoughtful conversation about what that will take. Council will next revisit and update on the budget at their October 8th council meeting, and then they'll have a budget balancing conversation at a study session on October 22nd. The next other business item was Annette Pitts, the CEO of the Experience Olympia and Beyond, which is also known as the Visitor and Convention Bureau, was on hand to give the council a briefing on their 10-year destination master plan. And they've been doing this work for, I think, the better part of a year or so, maybe more. They have 29 county-wide priorities that they're going to work on over the next decade. The council had a lot of questions around that, and they went pretty deep, had a pretty long and thorough conversation around that. They then went on to council reports. By this time, the time was ticking, and it was really late. Given the late hour, they kept their reports pretty brief and adjourned into an executive session just a little shy of 10 p.m. And that was it. Boy, whew, I'm a little sweaty about that. What do you say, Susan? Okay. All right, you didn't work all that hard, I'm just saying. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us live, you can stay tuned for the council meeting we just talked about following this program, or if you want to watch it on demand or any of our programs on demand anytime on oletv3.com. You can also download our app, Ole TV app. It's really, really good. And if you want to come in person to council here in this room, we are doing Democracy most Tuesdays right here, and we'll save a seat for you. And with that, we are adjourned.